Armored Core Lore, the Eclipse, a mass-reduced flying fortress that Omir Science took an interest in. This is the arms fort Eclipse. History. The Eclipse, like many of the arms forts found in the Lynx War, was produced during the time of the early Lynx War. Being a project worked on jointly by Interior Union and Taurus, this craft can be seen used mostly by Omir Science, who will use this arm fort in two missions. The first being if Stray chooses to protect Megalus, which after destroying Omir's air fleet, which is attacking the power recycling plant, Stray will then have to take on an Eclipse, as it is clear from this deployment that Omir feels this is all it would take to cripple a group they see as a threat to the Cradles. Still, it seems Omir would miss the mark on this guess, as Strayed is able to take out the arms fort, leaving it burning as it flies off. Another possible encounter with the Eclipse comes from if Stray chooses to side with Orca, leading to League forces to attack the anti-satellite cannons, which are critical to Clove's plan. This leads Orca to send Strayed and Neo-Nidus to take out the invading force. The first enemy Strayed and Neo encounter is an Eclipse. However, Strayed once again takes out this flying fortress, leaving it to burn as it crashes. Sadly, these are the only times this arms fort is encountered, and what happened to the rest of the mass-produced Eclipse is still unknown. Still, this should not stop Lynx from studying this arms fort in case of a return. The Eclipse, reported from the book Armored Core A New Order for Nex on page 106, is said to be around 500 meters long, which is quite the length seeing as a Nex can stand upon it. This arms fort is also lightly armoured, meaning its speed is what is keeping it from being shot down, and going around 1,550 kilometers an hour, it is fast. However, as I'm sure many Lynx will tell you, most Nex do not bother shooting it from the ground, and instead fly up, land on the flat top of the Eclipse, to riddle it with bullets or slice it with a blade. Nevertheless, should a Lynx not be able to do this, they will feel the bite of this flying fortress, as armed with a large high laser cannon, which even though we learn is a factory model from Stray's operator, the cannon can still pack a punch to any Lynx who does not move out its way. What makes this cannon even more deadly, however, is the fact it can rotate 360 degrees, meaning if a Lynx is giving chase behind the craft, they can still get blasted if they don't know about this. The Eclipse also comes armed with a vertical launch missile system, which again can cause problems for slow-moving Nex and lightweight flying Nex, who cannot dodge them. However, if I'm honest, I believe many Lynx did not have trouble with this fort, as from what is seen, most are able to deal with the craft before the missiles even come out. The problem we face when studying the Eclipse is the fact that these mass-produced arms forts simply are not up to the task of taking down Nex. The Eclipse is certainly no answerer. As such, we can speculate that it was meant to clear ground forces from the sky, as anti-air guns would have trouble keeping up with the speedy craft, and with its cannon it would not be a stretch to say it could easily wipe out a small army on its own. Sadly, these Eclipse show up to the wrong fights. As said before, most Nex will land on top of its flat surface and riddle it with bullets till it burns. Another problem with the Eclipse is that with its sheer size, it does take some time to swing around for another run, a fact that Lynx have used to line up shots with heavy-hitting weapons, or simply boost in place just above where the fort will pass, then drop down onto it. Other reports have shown Lynx simply overboosting to the top of the craft, while others will go in blade swinging and take the lightly armoured fort down. In truth, it's quite a sad tale for the Eclipse, as I'm sure others will agree, the FF-130 Thermi put a lot more Lynx on edge than this flying giant saucepan. There are still questions that remain, however, about the Eclipse, such as is this fort crewed or run on an AI? Where did all the other Eclipse go? However, with no answers yet at this time, the Eclipse would come to an end here, burning across the sky like a phoenix never to rise again. Here ends the report on the arms fort known as the Eclipse.
Celebrity Ash, let's kick some ass! Oh! Sorry, but I gotta get out of here. This just ain't my kind of mission. You finish up, okay?